I'm amazed at the temperatures over there.
Yeah, we've our weather over the last few weeks has been quite up and down all over the place. At times, it's felt like summer, where we've had 27-degree days or 25-degree days. So you wouldn't think it was winter over here at the moment. And then other days we've had like 18 degrees. It's actually raining here today, full on. It's about 18 degrees today.
18, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is.
I don't see anybody coming in yet. I wonder if we're having a problem. Oh, here we go.
Yeah, I'm just curious about that, actually.
They're coming. It'll take a second. We'll play the intro in a minute.
All right.
Huh. I'll be darned. Let me check on my phone. Now, here comes. Yeah. Well, that's weird. Anytime we have technical difficulties, we always have a great show, and here we go again. Huh.
Technology in the 3D world, right?
We are the technology. I think that's what's happening. We're the ones making it, all the aberrations occur. All right, let's play the intro real quick and give people a little bit more time. Looks like it's kind of slow this morning. All right.
Yeah. All right.
Trying to get back in the groove here, get back and doing these shows since I got back from Soulogy Fest. We're going to try to get we're going to try to get 3 a day out until the 11th of June every day. I don't know how long we've been connected. I want to say like 2014 or 2015.
Yeah, it's been quite a long time actually, Todd, to be honest. And
you were one of the first men that I really saw out there. I mean, that was a long time ago.
Yeah, and I've come a long way since then too. Like, it's been such a long process for me with the healing journey for me, and I feel like it's the biggest thing is being vulnerable, right? And people are scared of being vulnerable. They're scared of opening themselves up to, it's like, what are people going to think of me? What are people going to, what are they going to say? Are they going to berate me? Are they going to tear me down, kind of thing? And I've learned a lot over the last 6 years, Todd.
Yeah, I think we all have. We're still learning.
Absolutely.
And then it becomes not being afraid of what people think.
Yeah.
And then it becomes, what do I think of myself? Based on the energy I receive from them, even though I don't care what they think. I mean, it's just a continuous kind of like a seesaw, infinity saw.
Yeah, it is. It is. And
like that.
Up and down all the time. And down all the time, right?
Yeah.
And, this is one of the things that I get to the point of over the last 6 months alone is getting to that point, not caring what other people think about me, but I care what they feel within themselves, right?
Yeah.
And just before I got to say to you, I was nervous about this today too, okay? I was nervous, all right?
Yeah.
Excited but nervous. But people are so scared of what other people are going to think about them. And it just comes from a mindset of the ego saying, well, no, but I don't want to be portrayed this way. I don't want to be brought down by others. I've got to put on these fake masks to be something that I'm not. when really you just come across as raw and real and vulnerable.
Yeah.
Because you give permission for others to be vulnerable as well.
Yeah. Yeah, that's really it. That's the frequency of the tuning fork. I think it's actually going from vulnerability now to transparency.
Yes, absolutely. I agree with
Yeah,
that.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's where the part comes out where you're like, okay, if I'm transparent, what are people going to think? Oh, I thought I already cleared that. What am I going to think? How am I going to contend with, but that's what it seems to be coming to, which makes sense. I mean, in a totally telepathic environment, everything is transparent. Yeah.
You got to be transparent, because that's where the world's headed, is us being transparent with others, because then you're giving them the gift of them being transparent. And even if they're scared about it, it's like you embrace that fear, and you just keep moving forward with that, because we're not here to people please anyone. We're here to just be us and be real and raw and authentic and transparent in all of our entirety, with love in our hearts. That's the thing,
So you were already in these groups when I got into these groups in 2014, I believe.
Yeah.
And, so when did you discover these communities on Facebook? When did you wake up?
Geez, Todd. When did I wake up? It would have been, I would go back to probably 10 years ago when I started to actually search deeper meanings of things. I had an inkling of, what if we had free technology? What if there was no money? What if, the world transformed in such a way? So I would say probably about 10 years ago when I started to research all this. And the main thing is 6 years ago. 6 years today almost is when I started my real journey of actually shedding the layers and the emotional baggage and the triggers and the conditioning and the programs and the patterns. And that was the stepping stone for me, really, to get into the whole self-love and healing of myself. But I knew about stuff years before that. And I saw the unfolding of the world. People laughed at me. When I told my friends when I was living in doing normal jobs and stuff, it's like, they laughed at me and they said, "What are you talking about? How's that going to work?" And nah, you're crazy. You don't know what you're bloody talking about. It's like, well, no, I do. I don't know when it's going to happen. I just know it's going to happen. But as I said, 6 years ago is when I really started to become even more awake to myself and humanity as a whole.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's the 1-2 punch of like this reawakening is you get the first part is like, wait, why is everything like 9/11, JFK, just the whole, yeah. And then you go, okay, or you might get it like you did. I know Morgan got it that way, downloading Ascension, what it would be like.
Yeah.
I mean, that blows my mind. And then you have the point where you realize that the disclosure and the ascension is all about you. Right. And it sounds like you hit that. It sounds like you hit that 6 years ago. So, but how did you become aware of your programming? How did you go to work on it?
To be honest with you, Todd, and I'll be transparent to as much as I can, okay, without giving away too much. But 6 years ago, I had a beloved heart come to my door, right? And she was the catalyst. Yeah. She gave me the keys to my awakening by sharing with me what she had done for herself, right? Yeah. Loving yourself, listening to the ego, listening to your thought process. Before that, I was pushing the ego away. I was ignoring it. I wasn't listening to my thoughts. And it's no. I don't want to listen to this anymore. I don't want to do this. No, I'm just going to be love and light, and that's all I'm going to be. I'm going to put the love out there. But because of that beautiful soul, she gave me the keys. And that's how I did it. I sat at times on my own, and it was a challenging process. And as I've said in numerous videos before, live videos I've done, I don't want to paint pretty rainbows and unicorns for people. It's a downright dirty, hard job. Yeah. Because you've got to get in and listen to your heart and soul and listen to the thought processes, right? Yeah. Self-love isn't about actually, it's not about, look at me, I'm so bloody great and so perfect, because we're all imperfectly perfect. We're living this human experience, right? But the whole point of getting to that point is, see, there was a long process. It was a freaking hard process too. And I've been my own for almost 2 years now, and I've been embraced myself even more. But and I've had help along the way too, Todd. I want to be honest with people out there watching today. Okay, I did help. I had help because I asked for help.
Yeah,
I wasn't scared to ask. You know, it's one thing to do it on your own. You can do a lot on your own, but at the same time, if you're not scared of asking for help, there's your gift too. Because there are a lot of good people out there who have, you know, who can help you on different levels as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you do energy work with people? I mean, I know
look, to be honest, right now, okay, I'm setting up a business page on Facebook, which is set up. It's called Awaken to Your Heart. I do energy work. I do sound healing. I do my medicine drum. I've got my crystals. I'm actually working with light language at the moment as well to some degree. So I'm getting back into the healing work, which will start in a week. Next week, I've got my blessed daughter for school holidays, and I've already put the post up on groups here in Queensland. I'm advertising it. So, yeah, I'm going to get back into it in a week's time when people are drawn to come to me for help. Yeah, so I do it.
So you obviously, it sounds like you've done it before, and you're
I have, yes.
Stepping back into it. Yeah, there seems to be quite a few people that are stepping back into it. You know, people had taken some time off, I guess, as you might say.
Well, I needed that 6 years for me, Todd, so I could get into a good space to be able to present myself in my own emotional stability for others out there, right? Yeah. And one of the things I want to say to everybody out there today who's watching as well is that I want them to know that I relate to them. I understand the journey they've been taking because I've taken this journey myself. So I know how challenging it will be for them right now, especially.
Do you think there's a lot of people out there that, let me put it this way. Do you think there's more people, we'll just use this term as much as I hate to use it, or you think there's more people awake than we thought? Or do you think that there's, I mean, how do you think that slices up? Because you hear a lot of people.
That's a good question because to be honest with you, with 8.5 billion people roughly on the planet, I know there are more waking up now. Yeah. But because of the concept, and let's be real, regardless of the fact this is an illusion here, this world, we've got to treat it as reality regardless, okay? So people are being controlled out there. They are being manipulated, and I'll state that clearly, all right? But more people are waking up. The energies at the moment that are coming to the planet through the portals are the strongest they've ever been. I've felt so much impact within myself over the months gone by with sleep disruptions. My eating habits have changed. Over the last weeks alone, I'm down to 2 meals a day now instead of 3. I'm just not needing to eat as much.
I know, man. What's up with that?
It's what it is that we're embodying more light than ever before now. And as we keep shedding the layers and the emotional baggage, we're actually tapping more into source creation energy. Yeah. And our bodies are not needing as much anymore.
I know, it's crazy. And it is. So many people gained weight in 2020 and even into 2021. And now it seems like it's just done a 180. I mean, I cannot, I'm one of those people, Morgan will tell you. Yeah. If I go into the little grocery store over here, I'll walk around the aisles and look for something I want to eat. You know what I mean? And I went over there after the first show, and here's another thing. I don't drink milk. I drank milk a lot when I was a kid. Up until I was 18, I drank like probably enough for 3 or 4 people a day. And then but I had this craving for milk. So I said, I'm going to go get some milk. Like I just don't do it. So anyway, I went over there. I walked through the entire store. Yeah. And I couldn't find anything. Nothing sounded good. Nothing that I would normally grab, like the deli or so. But yeah, especially in the last like 3 weeks, the food thing. I'm juicing. Yeah. I'm drinking about 4 glasses of juice a day. I'm still eating a meal. Yep. And sometimes some chocolate. Right.
And I eat chocolate too, Todd. Yes, I eat chocolate, and there's just so many variations with like you were saying about yours. The same with my eating habits. It's just like And I want to say to people too, don't be hard on yourself if your eating habits are changing. If you're not feeling like eating, then I want them to know not to berate themselves for not wanting to eat or if they're not hungry, right? It's
Yeah.
perfectly fine, because a lot of people also they create an issue with the eating by thinking that they're doing something wrong by not eating, when really it's perfectly normal with the ascension process right now for everyone. I caught myself the other week actually when I thought, I'm not eating at nighttime. What is going on? And I started to look at that and think, no, it's okay. I'm just embodying more light. It's all right.
Yeah.
It's fine. I don't need to eat because I'm not going to eat. It's okay. I'm still eating some meals a day, and it's okay. So I want people to know that not to be hard on themselves if they're not eating. You know, if they feel like chocolate, then eat chocolate. I eat chocolate. I love chocolate. That's my sweet.
See, I mean, Morgan would have chocolate, and I'd have some with her now and then. But I actually went out and bought chocolate yesterday. I went and bought.
I did too.
And I never do that. I mean, I might do that once in a blue moon, but I went out and bought some,
I buy a block every week.
Nice chocolate. Yeah. So and it feels like, around the equinox in March.
Yeah.
Like
this is a very powerful equinox too at the moment. It's very, very powerful. This is the most powerful one we've had. Yeah, absolutely.
The solstice that we just had? Is that
yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, slightly.
It's the biggest one yet, and a lot of light's coming through. A lot of people are struggling out there, and I feel, and as many people out there say, a lot of the, Laurie Ladd and Jen McCartney and all of them, they all say to you that it's important for us just to do what we've got to do, right? Whatever it is for ourselves, looking after yourself, self-love, whether it be sleeping or eat, or just be kind to yourself right now, because we're embodying more light than ever before. This is a massive transformation for humanity as such.
Yeah.
Not everybody's going to come through. And I've got to be honest with you, okay? Not everyone's going to come through, but a lot of people will come through at their own steady pace. They're on their own journey of learning or not. And it's their choice. I'm not judging it. People, they either want to do this or they don't. It's up to them.
It's none of my business. It's none of my business. That's the way I look at it.
No, that's right.
But
we just love them from a distance.
Yeah, but I mean, it's like, is it about them?
Yeah.
I mean, that to me, like, this energy's just been so in your face. So it's never them, it's always you. You are, if you're going to be that, god or goddess in the flesh, then act like it.
Exactly.
Don't try to align with it. Just be it. Yeah, I mean, it's really strange. And I was actually reflecting, because I hadn't really thought about this till you were talking about the food. I was really reflecting on the change in eating and sleeping because I mean, this sleeping thing's getting crazy the last 10 days for me.
Yeah,
but since the equinox in March, it seems like to have really accelerated more and more and more and more, which everything else has.
Yes.
But it to me, does it feel like that since the equinox in March up to the solstice? Did you get any sense or feeling that we were being scraped clean, like almost, you know what I mean, like a really a rush? I say rush, a preparation, like something.
Yeah, absolutely. Because I mean, from my own analogy, it's like I'm being squeezed through the eye of a needle. Literally, right? And it's bloody painful at times if you're clearing a lot of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And but yeah, it is. We're getting scraped clean because the light workers and the way shows, and we're being prepared for those who are going to need us when shit hits the fan, right? And anyway, I don't know what's going to happen. You don't know. No one knows. But we're getting scraped clean, so we're ready for others who will end up coming up and saying, what the fuck is going on here?
Well, I have a feeling that every single person on the face of the earth is going to be saying that.
Oh, yeah.
And that's all there is to it. Like, I think that the things that actually are going to come into our field that create the what the fucks are going to be beyond, are going to challenge everybody.
Yes.
And so, and they're probably going to be there's going to be a multiplicity to it as well.
Absolutely.
So I don't know, man. It's just such a, like, you wake up each day and it's like Mother Nature standing over your bed like your mom used to do, your grandmother, and she's got a big spoon of humility. Here, take this before you get up.
Absolutely, right. And it's about you may have heard the old saying, chop wood, carry water, right?
Yes. Yeah.
It's exactly what we're doing. We're chopping wood, carry water, then go back, chop wood, carry water, and again and again and again. Okay. And it's all going to be a shock for all of us, even to some degree. Some maybe not as much as others, but it really depends on where you're at, how much work you've done on yourself. Yeah. This is a huge transformation for humanity as a whole. Yeah. And, I'm deeply humbled, Todd, by what I've been through in my life to get to this point as well. So, and I want to say to people, look, I'm an equal to all of you. I'm not above you. I'm not below you. I am you. I am me. And I'm humbled by the experiences and where I'm at with it, right?
Yeah. I was watching this thing today, this talk show, this podcast, just in between shows after I got my milk. And because there's a part of me that understands that it's the belief system.
It is.
And we keep taking it off, and you can't just move it all out of the way, because the belief system is really at some level an expansion of creation itself.
Yeah, it is.
You know what I mean? So I was watching this thing, and they were talking about, God, what was it? They were talking about the UN, right? Yeah. United Nations Agenda 21. They were saying, this person was saying they went into the building.
Yeah.
And in the building, they have images and I guess, commentary or words on the wall or something, where they're saying, hey, you're all going to live in communal style living. And you're going to be doing, and there won't be any ownership. Now, obviously they were talking about it in a way that I was familiar with, like somebody's working against us, the 1%, whatever you want to call it. But on the other hand, I thought to myself, well, that's weird. The same things that seem to be the objective of what this guy's talking about when you walk through the building in general is the same thing that we're talking about. No money. Yeah, right. So, and I thought to myself, I wonder if everybody is as powerful and as powerless as the rest of us, regardless of what mask or face they've got on. You know what I mean? Yeah. I mean, it's just these kind of thoughts are coming for everybody now. It's like
it is, Todd. And I embrace the change with that too, because it's going to be communal living. It's going to be so much change, but it's going to take years. It's going to take a few years. We're in the process. It's getting there. It's going to be more supporting each other as a community, right? And I don't want to, throw fear into people, but there will be a time where shops will be gone. And technology, we're going to be the ones bringing in the new technology as well. I want to say that too. Okay. We're going to be creating this. We're going to be creating it by holding space and by holding the vision of what we want to see in the world. Right. And, I get so passionate about this because I love humanity so much of what I want to see unfold here for the planet. But it's going to be communal living. It's going to be no money. It will take time. There will be a transformation of the money system. Now, I don't know exactly how it's going to play out personally, but it will be a steady transition into a new system where everybody benefits, right? It's going to be equal for everyone, which is where it needs to go. And community living, I actually got a vision a couple of weeks ago of new design housing, which is easier to put together, easier to live in, and more environmentally friendly as well. So I haven't put that down yet on paper, but it's all going to change. It's just going to take time.
What's time? I thought that left last year.
Yeah, it did.
And the thing is, and you're right, and I'm a big believer that nobody really knows.
No,
because it's just like a fortune, on this day at this time, this is the trajectory of our projection of a creation. But who knows what happens? We wake up tomorrow. All of us are waking up the next day, and it's like we're starting all over.
Exactly.
It's such a rapid change. So why wouldn't it be that way in the collective? I mean, hell, it could be what you're talking about, and it could be we have a worldwide electric grid shutdown.
No one knows, Todd. And this
you know what I mean?
Yeah, no one knows. I don't. I only know what I know when I know it.
Yeah.
And like you said, no one can definitively say what will unfold here because it depends on the massive amount of the collective as a whole of how quickly they shift through the transitional changes, right?
Yeah.
And how much they want to see the change in the world. And I watched a video on YouTube the other day, and this lady was saying the same thing. She said it's up to the humanity as a whole. But what I want to say to everyone out there too, the time now is to unite with our brothers and sisters. We are the light workers and the way shows and the wisdom holders, okay? So we need to start stepping up and do the inner work. I've done a lot of work on myself, but I'm still learning and growing. And I'll state that clearly, okay?
When's the last time you got knocked off your rocker?
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago. You're doing better than me. Mine was about 2 days ago.
I lost it. I sent out and I asked for blessings from my tribe.
And there's been of course, at first glance, when any of us came into, let's just say, the words unity consciousness or oneness, so you immediately have these 3D conditional type of perspectives, right?
Yeah.
I mean, they're tainted, they're shadowed, whatever you want to call it, conditioned.
Yeah,
and,
exactly.
And so there's always been this element of, hey, let's pull together. Hey, let's pull together. Hey, let's pull together. But there has tended to be. Now, I think we can see it better now, especially after 2020.
Absolutely.
Kind of a herd mentality, kind of really, when you get right down to it, people may not like this, but a codependent type of structure.
Yes, absolutely.
So I really resonate with what you said because, yes, we know who we are now. And what do we do with that? We do what you said before that, which is just keep doing the inner work, keep staying in our own lane, because that's we understand is whatever you want to label that, I mean, it's labelless, but I mean, we understand that there's a direct relationship between our own expansion and our collective experience and contribution.
Absolutely. Because we're also releasing ancestral trauma from past lives as well, Todd. I don't have all my past lives, but I know I've led a hell of a lot of past lives, right? And a lot of them were crappy past lives, and a lot of them were good ones. So there's been a mixed bag for everybody, but it's not just life. People are shedding past life stuff too. Yeah. There's karmic relationships going on at the moment. People are in karmic relationships, as well at the same time that they're working through stuff and people from past lives. I've had a couple of karmic things come up for me over the last month with people as well at the same time that I've cleared through. Very quick ones, and they were sorted out very quickly. But there's a lot of karmic relationships, and that's also under the spotlight. And I want to go into that actually quickly. There are relationships under the spotlight right now in this current energy as well.
Meaning? In what way?
Just people working through stuff, whether it be past life stuff or this life, or learning through what it is to be in a real relationship. Right? Because go on. Sorry, Todd.
No. I'm with you. I just wanted to understand. Go ahead. Keep going.
Yeah. No, because what we're looking at here is what is a real relationship? Okay. Are we looking at the romantic 3D love side of it? Or are we looking at that love is all encompassing and inclusive of everybody regardless? I mean, you can have a relationship or a divine union, but are you including your tribe, everyone in that whole thing, right? Because love is all encompassing from my perspective. I love everybody out there, and I say that unashamedly.
No, I get what you're saying.
Yeah,
and it would make sense to me that combinations of two to begin with. Of course,
Exactly.
it is the individual.
Yeah.
Obviously, but
Yeah.
as I'm starting to understand or get comfortable with, is that's kind of the process everywhere we go in every planetary incarnation.
Yes, exactly.
Here we actually have a physical mirror. And
Yes.
it's not just one person, it's everybody, like you said, and everything. But the power of being able to hold that space in the energetic, non-physical, and the physical at the same time. So
Absolutely.
I think that basically these couples are anchoring in through their own embodiment with self and with each other and as one.
Exactly.
And then that frequency will begin to. We run into people that were androgynous.
Yeah.
That carried it. We've run into couples that carried it, and I think you're going to see more and more of that.
We will,
as there's gatherings, especially physical gatherings. Yeah,
totally. And that's the thing, because one of the things I want to explain, you've got to become one with yourself as well. And we are mirror reflections of each other, definitely, because we are only whatever is reflecting. We are reflecting back off ourselves or what we hold within our energetic field, and they're reflecting back off us of what they're holding in their energy field. If that, you know what I'm saying, Todd, right? So it's energy, it's frequency,
yeah,
right? And I'm grateful because every time I meet somebody, if I get triggered, then I step back and I have a look and say, okay, what's going on for me right now? What do I need to clear within my energy field? What am I holding, right? Like you said, and releasing a lot of conditioning and stuff from eons gone by in this life. So it's huge. It's huge. But people have got to look at that and say, man, I've got to take responsibility for my shit. Why am I being fucking triggered here? Why am I angry?
exactly. Or even why are you uncomfortable? Or why are you these are the questions we ask ourselves.
Yeah. Why
am I uncomfortable? Why am I in judgment? Why does he do that or she do that? And it makes me feel like, why do they do that? Like they're stupid or something, or they're smart, because it can be inferiority, it can be superiority too.
Yeah, it's taking responsibility for yourself and what you are holding within you.
Yeah.
And I mean, I was big for taking responsibility back in the day, but by God, the amount of crap that I went through as well was pretty full on for me at the same time. Yeah. And I was triggered. And one of the things we met is working through too is judgment. Okay, huge judgment. Now, I don't judge a lot anymore. I do have the odd one sneak up at me at times, and I understand that. And that's what I'm working with as well at the same time, right? We all judge to some degree, some more than others. And there's no judgment apart from my part, because I know. Because when you judge somebody else, you're judging yourself.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. But yeah, I don't know. For me, I feel like... like it's like we were talking about in the last show, when you say it's okay, I'm healed, not that you're not, but this isn't always moving, always in motion type of experience and energy. Always. So
yes,
yeah, I mean, I like Robert was on before, and he was talking about having a mother wound come back up last week.
Yes,
and I was reliving some stuff the last few days. Very much in the same type of energetic experience that he was having, just looks different on the surface.
Yeah.
And I don't know, how many times have I said, or somebody said, I'm done. I'm clear of that. Or at least that part of it.
Right.
Why in the hell am I saying that I'm clear? If I'm saying that I'm clear, I'm going to put my money on, and I would say this on anybody. At least from my perspective, I put my money on you're not clear. I'm not clear. If I'm saying I'm clear, I'm not clear. I can say I've come a long way and I've cleared a lot, and there might be more there and there might not. But either way, I'm open, because it's, there's just, you can't throw an absolute down on the universe. You just can't.
No, you can't. No, because you're just going to get slammed again with something else to say, well, if you think you're done, then let's just have a look at this again, shall we?
Right. Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
Because that's even the last 6 months alone, myself personally, I thought, but hang on a minute, I cleared that, didn't I?
Last week.
Yeah.
3 days ago.
And then you get shown again. It's like, no, there's another layer for you to go to. Like, oh, okay.
You mentioned like how, and other people have mentioned how fast everything moves, including the trigger to the process, to the release, to the expansion.
Yeah, absolutely.
And to me, there's another part of it too. It's a little bit different because it used to be like pow trigger.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that doesn't happen. There was some big stuff happening in the May, culminating from the equinox or whatever.
Oh, absolutely.
But the other thing I notice is that more and more, it's more like I'm looking at it. I might be feeling it in a way I've never felt it, embodying it more than or coming back into alignment if I've created like a separation or something. But it's more like I'm kind of watching it, but I'm feeling it versus just feeling it and not wanting to feel it and, ignoring it and pushing it away.
See, this is what I want to direct this to as well. Okay, Todd, is also a lot of people are so scared of feeling their emotions that they bypass it. And like I said, I just wanted to say this clearly there's no judgment, and people are at where they're at, right? But we are emotional human beings here. We have emotions, and to heal those emotions, when you feel, you heal. But so many people they either don't know how to acknowledge their emotions, or they're scared of acknowledging emotions. They don't trust themselves. There's a myriad of reasons there. But when you feel, you heal. And I'm a big one for that. I feel. I'm a big feeler. I feel my emotions. Many times over the months gone by, I've cried my heart out in the bedroom or in the shower and just let rip, And but that's when you heal. And also, sitting in silence is the greatest gift. Doesn't matter where you are, whether in nature or driving the car or whatever the case, or cleaning the house. But when you sit in silence, then you gain further clarity from your higher self as well as to what is going on for me and why is this happening. Also being aware that not everything is always yours also, because being empaths as we are, and we lift our vibration higher, we take on other people's emotions indirectly as well. So it's also being aware of that at the same time. But yeah, there's always something to heal for us. This is a lifetime journey for us all. And need to let it fall away. Acknowledge it, feel it, and let it go.
Yeah. So do you feel like your abilities have expanded?
They have. Over the last 6 years, definitely.
How about like over the last 6 months or 6 weeks?
Oh, definitely.
2021. Like, can you give us like an example? Is it just a higher level of telepathy and intuition, or is there anything else?
It's intuition for me, Todd, to be honest with you. I think my intuitions become more in tune over the last 6 months and 6 weeks alone. And my understanding of myself was even of more. And energetically, I'm more confident in myself to be able to go out and do what I need to do to assist people on the ground. Okay. So,
right. Right on. And as far as like just day to day, like what do you do to stay grounded? I mean, what is like?
I go out in nature, mate.
Yeah.
I go out in nature.
What about when you get triggered? How do you get back in alignment?
I just take time out for myself. I go for a drive. I go out in nature and just sit down and listen to myself. Okay, what's going on for me? And I'll give an example. Actually, the other week, just maybe 4 or 5 days ago, actually, I put up a post about 5 days ago, something, and this lady messaged me, and she said, "You're so judgmental. That's it. I've had enough. I'm out of here." And I thought, what? And I had to stand back and say, and I got upset. I actually got upset with that. I thought, what's going on? But I stood back and took the posture of asking the question of her and say, okay, so why? What have I done? What was the post? What's going on? Why has this happened? I could have easily got triggered, and I was triggered. And there are times I get triggered, but I sit back and look, okay, I don't project anymore, Todd. I ask the question, what is going on for me? Why am I upset with this? And I look at a deeper level, okay, is there something else I need to clear with that? But this is perfect with this lady. I came from a neutral point of a 0 point of what's going on, why are you upset, what was the post? And it was only because she she misperceived what I wrote on that post that specific day, right?
Right.
Yeah, but I stood back and I said, okay, and I asked this lady, so what's going on? Why? And I came from a neutral zone. We're all learning here. We're all growing. We all judge, and and she came back with a beautiful reply at the end of the message, and it was sorted out. But if I get triggered, and I do at times on small ones, I will admit that I do get triggered at times sometimes, and I take a step back and I look at myself and I look and think, okay, why am I upset with that? And I go into a deeper level of what I need to clear with that too, like you said, because we're all clearing layers, So yeah. I do get triggered at times. Small amounts, not as much as I used to, but I do get triggered sometimes.
Yeah, and there are different types of triggers too.
Absolutely.
Like these are I don't know. They're like they go deeper.
You gotta go deeper to the core.
Well, level. I mean, everything has expanded, including our honesty with ourselves.
Yes.
Our willingness to be more open-minded. How does a person find their unconscious programming?
Okay, that's an interesting one because what I did, I think, like you said, Todd, it's about being honest with yourself and not living in denial of, okay, why it goes back to, okay, what program am I running here? Am I running childhood programs? Is there something that happened to me as a child that I need to look at with that, right? The deeper subconscious ones are really, it's challenging. And I'll be honest with you, I was challenged massively over the last 6 years alone with digging into the subconscious stuff, but I think it's more a part, I feel for a lot of people, it's more a part of being willing to look. Are you willing to look at that? Are you willing to change that program? But
what if you don't know of the program? That's what I'm getting at. Is there a way to find unconscious programming within yourself? Because there's one way somebody tells you that.
Yeah.
And now you're also talking about a pretty large percentage of these communities are introverted, if they're anything, reclusive. They might have a small circle. I mean, I think that there's something to be said. You talked about your situation in relationships beginning 6 years ago, how it helped you to awaken, and the other things that came, the lessons that came, the code that came. I mean, I know there doesn't have to be conflict at some point, but there is kind of a good agitation or friction that I think goes with this transition, not with when we get to full-blown telepathy, because then it's a different deal. But on the way, we've got a mix. We've got a mix of our monkey minds going away and the egos going in a proper place, and we're learning how to make decisions based on what's best for ourselves, realizing that that's what serves. I mean, so you got all that going on, but I wonder, I wonder if there is a way to discover unconscious programming. Like, could you fast track it?
Well, actually, to be honest, I've been fast tracked myself over the last 6 years, but it's been bloody painful at the same time. How do I look? From my perspective, Todd, all I've done is I've just asked for assistance. I kept asking my guides, my high self, every time to show me what I need to see. Yeah. What is it that I need to look at? What is I need to clear right now? Is there something going on I need on a subconscious level? And I feel once again it goes back from my perspective, and it's not going to be right for everybody because there's no right or wrong with how they do it. Okay, but from my perspective, how I did it was I sat in silence. I asked for my guide's help. I asked for my higher self. Every time I asked for assistance, where do I go from here? What's going on for me? What do I need to clear? Is there something that's going on? And it's that's just my perspective, right?
Yeah. No, I like that. Well, I think first and foremost, the asking.
Pardon?
I don't think there's one of us that would be here if it wasn't for the desire that we had, the innate desire.
Yeah, exactly.
To push this direction, this unknown direction. There's got to be something else direction.
Yes.
So I think, asking, no matter who you are, where you are on the face of the earth, what's your stature, status, whatever.
Yeah.
You can ask. And even when we're little kids, ever since we're little kids, you ask for something and you're in alignment, your heart's in the right place. Those prayers always got answered.
Exactly. And the thing I want to say too, as one of my sisters, Jessica, just said, everything comes to you at the right time. When you're ready to heal that and see it, then you'll be shown.
Yeah.
Because you can't, unless you're meant to be fast-tracked, then the universe, your high self, you'll get fast-tracked when you need to get fast-tracked, right? But I will say also clearly that sometimes people will block that and they will sit in denial of not wanting to see that either at the same time. So, and they're blocking themselves, okay? But it'll be shown to you when you're ready. But asking for assistance, ask the angelic team, ask your guides, okay? There's nothing wrong with that. They're there for you all the time, always. We're loved beyond measure by our guides in the angelic realm, right? Always loved by them. But if we don't get out of our own way and ask for assistance at times, we're going to struggle. It'd be like, bloody treading water instead of actually swimming, or swimming against the tide, against the flow.
Yeah.
It's surrender and trust yourself, trust the angelic team that they're there for you, and listen to what they're trying to show you, because they only want the best for you. Hell, I only want the best for everybody myself, personally.
Yeah.
As you and everyone does.
Nancy says, a lot of us introverts have had to teach ourselves. So we're not used to asking for guidance. Some of this, like in all of our lives, there were periods, plural, where things click. Like, like you could tell there was the invisible hand of providence was working with you.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah. But I felt it more like this year. We've talked about it on the show. The old school ask for guidance.
Exactly.
Like there's something about, like we a few weeks before Soulogy Fest, we couldn't pay our multi-stream bill, and I was told, just put a post up and say, hey family, can you help us pay the multi-stream bill? And the response was incredible. It was just like, took us to tears. But the point was, I had heard, you started doing it with your team and, and that type of thing, your aspects, you can now start doing it with the community. I was literally told, just put up a little meme. And I think there's something to be said for asking.
Absolutely.
Because, but again, in the right place, with your heart in the right place, with the with the proper alignment. Otherwise, it doesn't work.
That's right. It's got to come from pure intent of your heart, Todd. And and that, I think that's the thing. If you haven't got the right intention, then you're going to be blocking yourself all the way, and it's not going to work. Like you said, I lost my bloody junket 2 weeks ago, and I reached out and I asked for blessings from people because I was struggling on that specific day. And I had, within half an hour, I just felt, I broke down in tears. I was in tears for almost most of that afternoon, that day here in Australia. It's like, I could just feel the amount of love pouring out to me. And it was incredible. And I thought, I'm not going to feel guilty for asking for help from my team, my tribe,
Yeah.
We're all here to support each other. And if somebody's struggling, then people just need to not be fearful of asking. Most people are not going to think any less of you. And the ones that do, then that says the hold. We're not going to judge them. We just keep sending them love regardless.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. But it's such a fine line. What we thought love was, even the highest degree of the the purest shadowed human love.
Yeah.
It doesn't compare to this. And then in terms of support, real support, it's not about right or wrong.
No, it's not.
It's just about the type of support that we've experienced and basically have from our perspective of our life experience.
Exactly.
And you compare that with what the support is, even of this space between 3D and 5D, as we're making that journey
transition. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's like that's a totally different kind of support. It's a support of everybody rows their own boat kind of thing, like you said, responsibility. So some of these things that have served us are now could now easily become a pacifier, if you know what I mean. It's just like this level of accountability that we're being held to more and more each day doesn't leave any stone unturned.
No.
You know what I mean? I mean, like for me, the questions, I'm constantly questioning this or myself or this, and not in a bad way.
No.
But in a way like the thing that got us in here, which is like, God, there's got to be more to this.
Yeah.
There's got to be more to this, right?
Absolutely, Todd. And like you said, we're the bridge right now. There is a lot more to it. And we only, like I said, we only know what we know when we know. We're only going to be presented what we're presented with when we need to be presented with. This is an ongoing journey, but we're a bridge between the 3 and the 5D world. And many people will choose to stay in the 3D, but indirectly then get dragged along at some point anyway, whether they want to or not. It's just the way it is, because no one gets left behind, you know. Yeah. And I know that timelines are collapsing all around us right now. We're pretty much merging into 2 distinct timelines, as I wrote about the other day as well. There's a 3D timeline and there's a 5D timeline, you know, and I feel it's like embracing the journey and just being yourself, listening to your higher self, listening to your own soul and your heart and soul, you know, and, you know, it'll be all fine, but it's going to be a rough ride in the meantime as well as people transition through. But support, we support each other, but we also be responsible for ourselves, like you said as well, taking ownership for yourself and saying, well, what am I doing here? What am I creating? Do I need to shift something to move into the higher vibration, you know? I think you know what I'm saying, Todd.
Yeah. No, I get what you're saying. Yeah, absolutely. Now you're about to go back into doing energy work in a week.
Yeah, I am.
And you were doing it before all this started.
I was.
What do you think do you think there's going to be a marked difference between your clients, so to speak, back then as they will be now? I wonder what the average stereotypical client will be like now in this 2021.
Yeah, I do believe there will be. I believe it'll be more to a point. I'm going to say this: we're moving into quantum healing, okay, which is a much more higher vibrational healing than ever before, okay, as we open ourselves up to the clear channel of the universe, right? There will be a remarkable difference with people coming to me. I would say most likely most of them will be more looking for guidance as such more than anything else during this process. They might be wanting to unravel programs or conditioning. They may just need an energy alignment. I don't know. It depends on where they're at. It's going to be a mixed bag, I feel, when I go back into it. And like I said, I promoted the page. I've got it rocking. It starts after next week, after I've had my blessed daughter for the holidays. But yeah, it will be a remarkable difference, absolutely. There'll be varying degrees of people coming through. And the universe will only present me with the right people for me at the right time.
Yeah, that's right. That's kind of how this is all working, isn't it?
Absolutely.
I still think everybody's probably beating at the same vibration. It just doesn't look that way.
No.
You know? I mean, it's like, I don't know. It just, I mean, I am really, really excited. I feel like I'm going to live many hundreds of years in this.
Oh, absolutely. Let me get that. Yes.
Yeah, I absolutely feel like that we're going to see real dynamic changes and unarguable changes soon. Like I'm talking like, when I'm not saying because I thought of it because I just take information from people that come on the show and what I read or whatever, what I feel. But I mean, I'm thinking like 12, 18 months.
Easily, Todd. I would agree with that.
And I'm not saying we'll all be flying with red capes around the world, but I think as far as the instantaneous healing, people or groups of people that are illuminated frequency-wise, that they're being seen.
Yes.
And being not just seen, but being sought after.
Yes.
For their, guidance, basically. And I'm talking at more than just a personal level, but even in community levels and even all the way up to the global level. I mean, I think we're going to see some amazing stuff. I really do.
Todd. Absolutely. But, and as I said, I'm looking at because I'm sort of extending out to a 2-3 year time frame because I'm taking into account where humanity, how they're going to shift. How quickly are they going to shift? Are they going to want to stay in the 3D realm? Are they going to fight against the flow? So, but definitely in the next 18 months, massive changes. The old guard is falling away. The truth alone of what's been going on this planet is going to come to the forefront even more than ever. And I'm so freaking excited about that because I held this vision for so many freaking years of this change. I always knew, like you and many others out there, that we were here for a reason. We just didn't understand it. We had to work through the human experience. But going back to in 18 months, there's going to be a lot.
It could be 18 days at the rate we're going.
Well, who knows? Once again, humanity, right? And how quickly they want to shift.
I mean, there's no question we've accelerated the timeline several times in the last few years.
Because we got free will, Todd. And as I've said, I was going to do a video on this once before, actually, I haven't got around to it. Free will is a double-edged sword. When you look at free will, it's a double-edged sword. You got free will, but what do you want to use? How do you want to use your free will? Do you want to use your free will to hurt people and carry on with your negative behavior? Or do you want to shift the emotional conditioning and programs and stuff and come from a place of pure heart, pure love for all of humanity and sentient creatures here on this beautiful planet? So it really depends on where people, what they choose, because we have a choice.
Yeah.
Fear or love.
I wonder and I don't know if anyone knows the answer, but I mean, I wonder, and you mentioned the 3D and the 5D Earth, the split. A lot of people have talked about, leading up to this time. Do you have any idea what that might look like? What's your feeling on that? Will it be two Earths unconscious of each other? Will it be like a parallel, existence? Where there's a Todd in both, or what I mean?
It's gonna be more energetic, Todd. And when you ask that question, it's more a case of it's consciousness.
Yeah,
it's what people choose consciously to do. Do they want to stay in the old matrix of being controlled and manipulated and not accepting, they're empowering themselves, or they want to empower themselves and lift into a place of divine love for all of humanity?
Yeah,
it's an energetic thing I feel for myself personally. It's just my perspective, okay? It's all about unity for me. It's about brothers and sisters, about unifying as one, but not everybody's going to want that. But it's going to be energetic, right? Because I know I've lost people over the last 6 months. People have walked away from me. They can't handle my transparency, my vulnerability and honesty. Right? I've lost friends. I've had friends come back. I've had friends disappear. It's frequency and energy. If they're not matching with your vibration, they're not going to want to know you. And that's just the way it is.
Yeah.
So it's going to happen across the world. Many people will wake up, but a lot of people will choose. They will choose to stay asleep because they don't want this. They don't want to see the truth. Because the truth, it's hardcore work when people will tell you the truth. And if people tell you the truth and you get angry,
well,
you know you're on the truth.
Yeah, that's called the truth.
When they get angry, it's like, whoa, I hit a core there.
Well, it could just be simply a situation where their souls, their oversoul, whatever, says, I'm not done playing in 3D. I'm not done playing in polarity. I mean, I want to get more out of it. Yes. In fact, I would argue to say that we've probably all been a part of extending the experience to maximize the potential before this thing moves into a different phase.
Absolutely.
You know?
Absolutely. I won't argue with that. But I will say also, it's, you can play in the 3D because what we're here to do is balance the both. We've got to balance between 5 and 3D. So, like for me personally, I do stuff with my daughter when I have it. I go out to the beach or walks or the movies or whatever the case, So I play in that world, but while still holding my vibration and being true to me regardless at the same time. And this is what other people need to understand. It's a balance. So if you've got the conscious awareness, and many people out there do, it's about balancing that with the 3D as well, because you can be too high or you can be too low. So you got to strike that medium balance of being in the 3D but in the 5D at the same time. Does that make sense? You know what I'm saying with that, Todd? You got to find the balance. The 3D world is changing, yes, but we've also got to live in this world at the same time. I got rent to pay. I got to pay petrol. I got to buy food, while this transition is happening, but I choose to be around conscious, aware people.
Yeah.
But this world is going to split where people are going to want to, like you said, they're not going to want to finish 3D. They want to stay in 3D. That's fine. That's their choice. We love them no less.
Yeah, right on. That's right. Like our sister Aludra, Jane Aludra. I feel everyone's where they meant to be, regardless. No force, no judgment, just flow, trust, and acceptance. Yeah,
exactly. That's right.
It's even if a person is, and we all are being distracted to one degree or another.
Yes.
But it's the way this energy is moving, that connotation, stay in your own lane. I think it's gonna be
your own lane, man.
Yeah, it's gonna be forced upon us.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. I mean, it's not a relinquishment of our sovereignty. It's an alignment to our sovereignty.
Exactly.
Because who are we to think that we know anything about anyone else? Who are we to think we can heal anybody else if we haven't done that for us? And I still don't see anybody walking on. I don't see anybody walking on water yet.
No, no. And this is the thing, Todd, we've got to heal ourselves, because and it's not just about that. When we heal ourselves, we're actually sending out that vibration across, the energetic vibration across the world. Even when we cross people, when we meet people in the street or we walk past them, we're transferring energy codes to them just by even walking past them, or even holding space for them, whatever. It's not about. You can do energy healing with people, that's fine, but you're transferring codes to them, even just walking past them.
And vice versa.
But staying in your own lane, and we can't save people. We're not here to save people.
Oh, save yourself. Save yourself. Well, nobody gets out alive. Nobody gets out alive, and nobody gets left behind. So that's
no one gets left behind.
That's all we need to know. So, do you want to do anything before we get out of here? Is there anything you want to do, like a meditation or a rap song or poetry? No. Is there anything you want to announce or talk about or anything like that? It's up to you.
Look, I think the main thing for me, Todd, is that the main thing I want to share. I just want to share my love with everybody today, because seriously, people are being challenged right now in so many different levels. Okay, and I want to send my gratitude and my blessings to everybody out there today who are being challenged during this time, this period of shifting. Right. I feel deeply for them. I have spoken to a lot of people on Messenger over the months gone by, and who I've held space for, and they've held space for me. And I am in deep gratitude for that, I might add. I'm in deep gratitude for them as well. But I want people to understand that they got this. They can do this. I know they can. They are the divine fire. They are the divine spark. They have the power within them to heal themselves. And I believe in them. I believe in all of humanity, and, it doesn't matter whatever challenges you're confronted with, just keep going. One step in front of the other, one foot in front of the other. Keep moving forward. and keep looking at your own stuff. Be responsible for yourself. Know you're fully supported by the angelic team and others out there like myself. And, I love them all. They're treasures to behold, Todd.
It's all you.
Thank you, brother. I'm so grateful. You'll make me cry.
Huh? No.
You'll make me cry. But no, I'm in deep honor. I'm thankful. Thank you so much, Todd, for having me on.
Well, thank you very much. And it's crazy because literally, I don't know. We've connected in online, but I mean, I've just seen you since I think it's 2014.
Yeah.
So I was really pleasantly surprised when I saw that you were coming on. Right. So that's cool.
I'm grateful, Todd. I really am. I'm humbled and I'm grateful for this opportunity because the more people we get to share their wisdom on social media, because the platform itself is huge.
Yeah.
When people step out of that fear of what others will think about them.
Yeah.
This is where the change is going to shift by us lightworks like you and me and Laurie Ladd and many others out there I see on social media and interviews you do with them, right? It's incredible. If we don't share our wisdom, then we're not serving humanity. We are, once we've done the work and we understand ourselves, sharing that wisdom to humanity, that's the gift. Yeah. Whether they understand it or not is irrelevant, but the fact is the information is out there for them to see. And they take it at their own pace.
Yeah. As long as we embody it first.
Yes, exactly. When we embody it, then
that's the etheric communication, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. A lit soul. Yeah. I appreciate you, brother. It's good.
I appreciate you, brother.
I look forward to doing it again. Thank you for the work that you do. Thank you for your videos and your posts, and for being a pillar in the community and for being a pillar in Soulogy for 7 years.
Thank you, Todd. I'm so grateful for that. That's beautiful. And who knows? You may be doing it with my when I get somebody in my life, a new beloved heart. Who knows?
There you go. That sounds good.
It's out there. The universe is bringing it.
You take care, brother.
You too, bro. Thanks, Todd.
All right. You take care, and we'll get together later in 2021.
Absolutely. All right.